Sage. Welcome to Practically Divine Sage. I'm a shamanic practitioner, and every Thursday, Friday, Saturday, I'm going to have live readings available, as well as yes or no question readings available. Live readings are a discounted version of having access to me to get a reading. My private sessions are usually $60, but you can join on live and you can purchase a reading for $15 and I'll give you a full reading. It's not a mini reading, it's just a discounted reading. Hello, hello. I already gave the general message for the general public. The general advice will be put up as a clip, but basically for those of you that missed it, it's to be careful with where you put your energy, where you put your time, your money. Thanks for the likes, girl. And be sure that you're discerning. Like, we do love freely, we do give forth freely, but you have to be careful with sharing your gifts with other people. We do want to care for people, we do want to share with people because of the goodness of our hearts, but sometimes doing so is what tips you over the cliff's edge. You struggle with that? Yeah. It'd be like that though. Nobody likes to see other people suffering. It's not a good time. And we want to help out, but if you're going to shoot yourself in the foot, then you shouldn't do it. Don't be like me, over helping. Hey, Dr. Midnight. Crash outs get crazy. They do get crazy. Crash outs do get crazy. But yeah, I just started going live. We can chill, we can hang. I went live last night and TT got mad at me. So hopefully I don't get restricted again. How are you guys doing? How was your Friday? Gladly one of your oldest mutuals. How's the historian life? Folding ice scenes, very good. I had someone at work today that came up to me and was like, oh, you belong in Hollywood. You have the Hollywood look. You could be on TV. You're going places. And I was like, okay, all right. Sure. I was like, okay, all right, sure. It was like a very old man. It was a very weird interaction, very unprompted. And then he was like, you want to be on TV? You want to be like on the commercials? And I was like, I don't know, maybe. I don't know. What kind of commercial? So that was my weird little spiel today. Some messages are filtered, and I think they are yours, Luna, to be honest. It doesn't really tell me who's it filtered. Understandable. Very understandable, yeah. I be trying to tell people, man, and I have people in my family that they don't get it. They don't believe it. And I'm just like, it's happening. We have an order on my laptop off to the side so I can keep track and not get distracted. Are you back? You're here? Okay, yes. What is your question? Thanks for the gift. I appreciate you, friend. Hopefully the question doesn't get filtered, because that would really suck. The purpose. We can see if we can get something for that. question. So what do we need to enchant this oil with? What would this oil be good for? I'm going to try and get a few cards out. Bring some more clarity into the real intentions of what it should be. I mean, it's clearly going to be a protection oil, probably allowing your ancestors to help protect you. It's more of a conjoining of forces kind of thing. I think it includes more than one energy here. It may not just be the deity, but it's also the work of an ancestor alongside that deity. It's a collaboration effort. Something that's going to shield you on an empathic level. I'm doing okay, man. How's your Friday? This armor or this enchantment that you need to work on is basically something that's going to help protect you empathically so that you are less likely to be influenced by others' emotions or others' like mental faculties. So I see that you already have protections in place so that you're okay physically, but you're too much influenced on the emotional end or on the empathic side. So you have to shield yourself mentally in order to not be affected by other people's emotions. Ingredients for that. Trying to think. You really want to empower the mind. If you want to go the crystal route, you can use amethyst. You can use onyx. That helps with the vampiric tendencies. Oil already has mugwort. Well, see, mugwort amplifies. It can amplify your psychic tendencies. So maybe add some deer's tongue. You want to put grounding elements in there as well. So definitely, you're definitely going to want salt. You're definitely going to want, that's a bit edgy. I heard something say brick dust. It's a little on the spicier side. But this is something that's supposed to help protect your mind so that you don't have other obstructions coming in and getting in the way. And it's a collaboration between this deity and an ancestor. Trying to think of another good one. I do like me some agrimony. Agrimony is a good one. A devil's claw is nice. Or a cat's claw. Cat's claw is the herb. Either or would be nice. That's off the top of my brain. Nice. LOL, yes, you can. Anybody scrolling on by, I'm doing readings tonight. I'm trying to be consistent and do live readings on Thursday, Friday, Saturday nights as a way of offering discounted readings for those that need some clarity. Or some brainstorming. We just did some brainstorming on an oil enchantment. But not everybody is a witchy friend. Who hasn't been sleeping well and worrying too much about not being productive enough? Some cards fell out, that's why I ask. Who are the cards snitching on? Whoop! They be falling sometimes. Spirit loves to talk. They get very bored. Oh, Shae. I have been reading to wait for you. Yes, I see it. Okay. What did you want to look into? I can put the book away. I'm just sound cleansing the cards so that they are ready for your question. Oh, you want a full year reading. Okay. So if you want to look at the year, what I usually do is I usually treat it with a spread, which is I basically get a reference of each month. Now when it goes into details, that's a little bit harder to determine. Have a good sleep, McCrushin. We are on the 7th month, so 5. I could read for the next 5 months possibly. Is there anything like specific you're looking for? Is it health related, job related? Because if I can be more specific, I can give you more like definite answers. Or if you're just looking for like a general, what's the tea for each month, I can do that. I just usually do it that way because in the beginning of the year, I also do like, I forgot what I called them on the website because I took them off, but I usually do like a 13 spread almost. Like I do a reading for each month and then do like an overall general theme for the year, job related. What's the tea? Sounds fun. Yeah. Okay, so I'll go, I guess I'll ask for career and I'll get like a month by month theme, I guess. It's usually how it goes when I read the year. I usually just ask for the theme of each month, but we can focus on career. So we're in the month of July. So let's get the general theme for Shaelin's month of July when it comes to career. Okay, so I do see you venturing on to other prospects. It is probably something that you already have experience with and you're already comfortable with. Where you have family. But there will be a hiccup that shows up. So let me get timing on the hiccup. So within about 9 weeks, there might be a hiccup career-wise. You will be moving on to another career. It's something that you're familiar with, that you're confident with, and you do have connection to family or probably like strong friendships there. But there is a bit of a hiccup that's going to come up. And I only say that because the Tower card is involved, and usually the Tower card, it's a little bit of chaos, it's a little bit of mistakes happening, sometimes tragedy, but since it's in reverse, it's like a very minor case. So because of the 9 in here, I want to say give or take 9 weeks. So it's not, the hiccup's not in July. You have good news in July, you're moving forward, but probably roughly 9 weeks from around now is the hiccup career-wise. And I'm going to try and get an explanation for that. Are we putting our feelings for other people ahead of our own well-being? Because the hiccup may be that your care for somebody else is going to hinder your ability to function properly. The yes crying emoji. Okay. So that's your hiccup. Is something's going to happen with somebody that you care about, and you're going to make it your problem. So what are we not going to do? Don't make it my correct. Don't make it your problem. Don't make it your problem. Other people will be making their own decisions. But the only way to take care of Shae is to worry about Shae, right? If you're worrying about other people, you can't take care about Shae. Take care of Shae, you know? All right. August. Okay, this is leaning into the hiccup and worrying about other people. You're not going to trust yourself to break this habit of putting this person before your own needs. And that is the challenge that you're going to have in August, which makes sense because the hiccup's in 9 weeks. And a lot of this stuff develops pretty slowly. So in August, you're going to be left with the choice. Are you going to focus on your career success, or are you going to focus on the well-being of your life and how you want to move forward and have a successful, stable life? Or are you going to choose the problem? Just because we start off with August with the Fool in reverse and the Devil card. This card's all about obsession. This card's all about not trusting yourself. Not the problem that would be bad. So basically, career-wise, you're going to be okay. Job-wise, you're going to be okay. But we do have a problem with interpersonal relationships. Let's get the theme for September. So we have the Empress in reverse, we have the 5 of coins, and we have the 8 of swords. So this little hiccup, this little problem person, is going to make you question your self-worth, and it's probably going to put you into a depression, and you're going to feel isolated. So from those details alone, I want to assume that our quote-unquote problem here may be cutting themselves off from you, or you may be emotionally distressed because of the change in career that you feel cut off from that person, and it will distress you. So that's a somewhat August thing. It bleeds into September. And I know we said to focus on job and career, but it's turning into, hey, they're worried about how you behave with interpersonal relationships and how that affects your mental health and your health in general. October. Let's see the theme for October. That was a lot of cards that just popped out. Okay. So the 5 of coins returns, 8 of wands, King of wands, Queen of wands. I have a feeling that those two are your parents. So your depression is going to linger long enough to the point that your family is going to have to support you and give you an ultimatum. Let's get some more clarification for that. I'm seeing some sort of relapse going on that has to do with your mental faculties, probably having a problem with depression, having a problem with emotionally regulating, it's damaging your health, and your parents are going to have to get involved. And then it's followed with the Justice and the Star. That's interesting because those are not usually emotional cards. Let's get a little bit more. They may ask you, actually, since the ultimatum is involved, the ultimatum might be the Justice card. They may ask you to pull away and to reevaluate your aspirations, your goals in life, and to take care of your health and to probably pull yourself back. So I don't know if that means, because we pulled away from the career stuff, your family might ask you to, the word therapy is coming in my brain. You may have to, because of that event or whatever's going on, the depression is going to be so much that you're not going to be able to work well, or you're not going to be able to function well. And they're going to tell you that, hey, you need to take care of this. We need to work on this so you can move forward. That's October. And I heard a little bit of September. So that's a September into October kind of motion. Is there any more for October? No. Okay. Let's go ahead into November. I feel like cleansing the cards for this one. So we have July going into August. New career changes, involves a little bit of isolation. It might involve a separation from somebody that we place in a higher importance than to ourselves. This interpersonal relationship problem bleeds into issues with our mental health, probably our own physical health as well, going into deep depression or feeling isolated or cut off probably from this person, to the point where family has to intervene. So that's the summary from July through October. So let's get some November themes. So it does look like, I guess, through October into November, you do regain some stability. You're able to focus on work and career and stabilize a little bit. That way you're not so impacted by your emotions. You have support from your friends. You have support from your family. You're able to look forward. But the thought of that person still lingers. It looks like through gossiping, so through the gossip train, probably old coworkers or old connections that might mention that person. They might remind you of the pain, but you would have already worked on it a little bit enough to where it's not too bad of a detriment to you, but it's kind of like something in that relationship is going to hurt you, and people are going to keep reminding you by talking about that person, and it's still going to sting. But you're looking like you're in a good place in November, and you're really focused on career, which I know is like a big flip, but yeah, you're really organizing and prioritizing, you know, what you want in your life. The Seven of Cups is a card of like doing too much, having too many like baskets to fill. So you're trying to reorganize your priorities, and you've kind of started getting your footing, really getting stabilized. Stuff still hurts, but you're getting there. It also helps when you start getting closer to the holidays. Like, a lot of people are very good at checking in on each other, and it helps with the pain a little bit. Let's see if there's anything else for November. Because November is a really active month of the year, and I feel like there's a little bit more. Okay. So the Tower came out again with a reverse Two of Cups. You might end up talking to this person again. Despite your family helping you with regulating those emotions and getting your life back on track after being upset with whatever separation happens. And this is not the first time. And I know you know who I'm talking about. Shae, why you gotta keep talking to the same person? Can you not find new people? Alright, I'm gonna ask, before I get to December, I'm gonna ask what you should do to help yourself with that relationship. Or the relationship to yourself, really. It's getting dry in here because I don't have my fan running anymore. Alright, spirits, how can Shae help herself? So we got our Magician in reverse, our Queen of Wands, Four of Cups reversed, Three of Pentacles reversed, Six of Wands reversed, and the Death card. So the Death card's all about change. You really have to let this person go, because it doesn't matter how many times you go back and talk to this person. It's the Sag. Okay. It doesn't matter how many times you interact with this person and how deep the connection feels. And if you butt heads, if you pull apart, you come back together. It doesn't matter how many times that happens. It's not going to transform the relationship or be any different. You actually hurt yourself more and more every time you go back. Because then you have that huge influx of emotions again. And then it damages you in a way very deeply. So really, it seems like the next few months, career-wise, is going to be good, but you're going to be so focused on interpersonal relationships and, I'm reading the comment, the Sag, that you're not even really going to take care of yourself or really think about yourself or really be living your best life because you're worried about how somebody else's life works. So what did we say in the beginning? If they're having a problem, it's not my problem. Because it seems like things aren't going to get better because it's a cycle. You keep doing it. So let's see. Not me splitting the deck. Eight of Swords. That's you right now, Shae. You put yourself in that situation where you feel a little trapped and a little like you need this person. You can't live without them. But you just got to take the blindfold off because you're not really trapped. Let's look at Shae's December. I'm going to mix it up a little bit. I'm getting told to shuffle more. Do you have heavy smokers in your ancestry? Because that might be why I'm coughing so much. I feel like I smoke a pack of cigarettes a day. A couple. For your info, I don't smoke, Shae, but I can like feel the dryness. Okay, was that shuffled enough for you? Yeah. No, it's the spirit that's telling me about Shae's life. It feels like an ancestor. So they smoked a lot. Let's see. I know I saw a card flip and now it's disappeared in the pile. Oh my gosh, did it do a full rotation? You're really going to have to decide about this interpersonal relationship and about what you're going to do about yourself, because the depression's still there. And then I see it messing with your money. That one really wanted to fall out. So, if I was right on the read for the month of July into August, the changing of career, the being back around people that are more enjoyable, family, like more close camaraderie, it looks like for the home stretch, probably at the end of the year, you'll probably quit that job again. Just to go be around that other person again. Because here at the very end, you have the Six of Swords, which is all about going somewhere else, crossing to a different direction. But you can see that the dress is bloodied. She's been through some things. She's looking forward. But in this case, I see it as going back. Because the career change was in July, and this looks like another career change again. And that's what I have for July through December. Is there anything, like any other specific questions you want me to ask this spirit? Anything about other stuff? I mean, I can ask and see if I'm given timing about a move. Okay, there's no pinpoint time, but I can get you an estimate. Okay, so it seems this person wants to move sooner rather than later, but they're not going to get what they want. So the move might actually not be accomplished until about 8 months, really. Because they really want to move in about, let's see, what is July? We're in July. They really want to move in the next, like, 4 or 5 months, but it's not, something else is going to come up that they're going to have problems, and they're not going to be able to do the move when they want to do the move. So really, the estimate is probably about 8 months from now they're going to consider the move, but it's going to be a pretty big headache. They might not even be able to pull it off fully, which would make sense if they're having so many problems. It could be an indicator of why the December month was kind of like, hey, your career is going to be disrupted, or your path's going to be disrupted because you're going to choose to help the Sagittarius. Can I get any clarifiers on that, Spirit? I gotta know. Can you give me something? Let's see what the something is. They don't want you helping him at all. I figured. That makes sense. So, we know the move's going to happen. A lot of things are going to go wrong. I want to assume that they're monetary reasons. There's a lot of stuff going on. Why, hell no. They're probably going to need your money in order to accomplish what they want to accomplish. And you need to decide, Shae, if the relationship is really actually worth it, because you're putting yourself through a lot of pain. And even the spirits can recognize that. And you've spent a lot of money on this person, and if you're going to stick by this person despite the fights and all this other stuff, you're going to put even more money into this person, and it's not really going to be worth it. They don't like the Sagittarius. So if this person does pull off the move, maybe 8 months, but to me, I feel like it's not really going to happen because this is a broke motherfucker. And they're going to want your help and your affections and your time to pull off their move. That's not worth it. Why are you going to help somebody that's not there for you? You get nothing out of it? Exactly. The spirits don't like them. So, like I said in the beginning, when other people have problems, we don't make them our problems. People can have their problems and be like, oh man, that sucks. Sorry, you know, if I was in your position, I would do this, but do not give them anything. If you get involved, you're going to get sick. Like, there's the emotional part of it, but Being emotionally distressed causes a lot of physical illnesses and like stuff. Stress can like really mess up parts of your body. Nobody wants that. But that seems like the theme of the rest of the year is you challenging yourself to break the habit of taking care of other people that you don't need to take care of, because the first person you should be taking care of is Shae. That is the big overall theme, probably of your life, not even just this year. Is there anything else you want me to check? Someone mad? It feels like exhaustion. They have been mad for Shae. Holly, shut it down. Not down. Shut it. That's funny. Yeah, autocorrect's mean. And it's usually always wrong. Autocorrect's dumb. And you know better. Holly can't shut it. Is there anything you want me to check in? No, a dog comment did not show up. But I can ask about your dog. Aw, Phoebe's so cute. What's up? TikTok sometimes filters comments, so if you have to be a little creative with it or break up the sentence into different comments, maybe that'll work. Well, let's see. 13 is a pretty good age. Is she cute? That's cute. Alright. Well, now I feel like I have pressure. I'm going to analyze the feeling because I think they're trying to make me feel her body. I'm sensing some pressure in the chest. I don't want to say it's like respiratory related. Maybe heart related. Like she has a strong heart, but because of the age, she shouldn't be too active. It'd be pushing it too much. Let's see what the cards say. She has a heart murmur. Okay, maybe that's what I'm feeling then. Because I'm getting like pressure. The beats kind of seem off. But, I mean, dogs' heartbeats are faster than ours. So, trying to feel someone else against my own body is kind of weird. I've done it before. But it's always a weird feeling. And those cards don't make sense. Clarification, Spirit. Alright, this is not very good clarification, but I'm getting timing about you being upset. When it comes to family, and considering that we're talking about Phoebe, she is family in my opinion. When was the last time you took her to the vet? Because in 9 weeks, it may be too late for a checkup. 9 of Cups for me is 9 weeks. Last month. Okay. They didn't find anything, right? Because I'm assuming she's had the heart murmur for a while or she was born with it. Damn. I just dropped a whole bunch of stuff. That was messy of me. I think something's going to come up with her heart, to be honest. Like, there's no other less scary way for me to say it. She is an older dog. I don't feel the need to be worried about the infection or the UTI and whatnot. But when you have a heart murmur, like, you tend to have a shorter average lifespan. How physically active is she? Do you take her running, or do you take her on, like, walks, like, multiple times a day or every day? Because I feel like the heart pushing. She lazy? Okay. Because I think that's hard with tarot, which is why a lot of readers don't like doing health stuff, is it's pretty generic. And it's hard to pinpoint if things are gonna happen or not. Oh, that's sad. Let's see. Because some of this doesn't make sense. I'm trying to make it make more sense. But I feel like something's going to happen in the next, like, 9 to 10 weeks. It definitely has to do... Ow. It definitely has to do with her heart. Maybe it's not that she needs less physical activity, but you might need to get her moving a little bit more to strengthen her heart. Because, I mean, yeah, she's sleeping a lot, but if she's sleeping a lot, that means she's sitting at a lower heart rate, and then she also is running the risk of, like, muscle fatigue. Whose birthday? Shae's birthday is soon? Yeah, I would say take her on short walks. You don't want to push it too much. Maybe like a 15-minute. But lack of exercise is going to cause atrophy in the body. That goes for animals and people. And I wouldn't do it every day, but take her out a little more. And I would ask your vet what she thinks about making her heart stronger. He never let you forget. Yeah, Holly likes astrology. She's always going to bring up your sign. Gonna scream it off the rooftops. Every day. Not the favorite Libra crash out. Oh my god. Alright, I'm gonna... Ooh, there's another card that was flipped and I didn't see it. I know I just saw you. Oh, I'm gonna get clarification on that card. We got the Hangman. Which, for some situations, the Hangman is like a card of like being stuck in rumination. But a positive card came out afterwards. I think if you stick to trying to get her to be a little bit more physically active, not too much, but like just moving a little more than usual, it'll give her a little bit more strength so that you don't have to worry about her age as much. 13 is a pretty good year for like the length of time of her being around, because you said she's a Shih Tzu. She's doing pretty good, because apparently a Shih Tzu average lifespan is like 10 to 16 years. So the fact that she's already at 13 is actually pretty good. Ooh, pictures. I like pictures of animals. But yeah, I have a feeling, like, the sensation of the heart, I think the heart might be, like, her biggest problem. But I'm guessing she was born with it. If you can get her to exercise a little bit, it can strengthen her heart. Even if she's got a heart murmur, she can still exercise a little bit. And she'll be better for it. And I wonder, I don't know if your vet's going to be worried about it, but I know in people, when people sleep a lot, it's usually because they're not getting enough oxygen. So if she can exercise a little bit and strengthen her heart, she might not sleep as much because the blood flow will increase. Maybe that's why I had that pressure and it felt kind of slow. She sleeps too much. She is an old dog. She deserves it, but you want a happy, long life. Yeah, just incorporate maybe 15 minutes, like a 15-minute walk. Make sure to do it in the evening or like really early in the morning so she's not out in the heat. Or you can even, I don't know, in your apartment or your house, turn it into a little game. Get her to follow you back and forth down the hallway or something. Have a little game like that, and that could be her walk, so you don't have to put her outside in the elements. But just get her to move a little bit more than she usually does. Get that exercise. Because the other thing too is, like, it's the same with people, but if dogs stop moving, things break down faster. Same happens with people. You stop moving, things get tight, the muscles don't move the same, the joints don't move the same. You want her to move. And since you already saw the vet last month, I mean, you can ask them stuff that you can do, but she's had a pretty good life. I'm sorry about her sister, though. There's actually something you can do to help with that. I'll take a picture of it tomorrow. There is a pump of some sort of like liquid of like herbs and things that you can put in your dog's food that's supposed to help with joint support. You can ask your vet about it. I was giving it to my dog because he was having trouble moving around, and it seemed to work for him. I know something that you could do at home is like a pinch of turmeric in her water or with some food. Because turmeric is an anti-inflammatory. You don't want to put a lot, but if you just take a little bit, you will see a difference. Because she's probably struggling with the inflammation. That's just part of getting old. And getting some motion back is going to help her. But I wouldn't do, like, if you ask the doctor about stuff for like anti-inflammatories or whatever, they're probably going to prescribe you something. I wouldn't do medicine. I would try to go like with what plants that dogs are allowed to eat that support like and that do like anti-inflammatory joint support, stuff like that. You get her to drink broth. Like, if you ever cook soup or you make broth, or you take old bones, like you get a rotisserie chicken or something, then you can cook the bones. It smells awful, but it's really good to drink. For people and animals. Just be careful with the sodium. You don't want to have... Too much sodium is bad for everybody. So, if you can take the bones and you boil the bones to do like a chicken broth situation, you can always give her a little broth as a little extra support. She doesn't have to drink a whole lot. And you can even put a pinch of turmeric in it because she's gonna be like, oh my god, this tastes amazing. She's gonna eat it up. Or you can put turmeric on the chicken.